With the characters, whether it's the actual book or the film, do you think that the viewers or the readers want to see someone who's just like them, or they want to aspire to someone that's just slightly above them somehow? And I know above them is sort of a bad term, not in a negative sense, but...
I think when people watch movies, they want to be able to relate to that person in some level. So we might not be Wonder Woman because we don't have any special powers, but I feel I can relate to her on the ground that we're both women and she has a personality that I can relate to. She's very positive, so in that way maybe I can aspire to be as forgiving and wonderful and courageous as her. So in that regard, yes, I do think that it's great to have female roles that we can aspire to on a personal level. I don't think it's necessary, I don't think necessarily that I want to aspire to being, that business person or that, that actor, or I don't want to be the person in their work life, but in their way of how they deal with relationships, how they communicate with the people that are important to them in their lives. I feel that that's important for us to aspire to. I do think that's a good influence for us.
I'm wondering what research you've done on the people in terms of like demographics. So do you know like your actual viewer, who it would be, where they would live, what types of stories they like?
So I know that most of them are female. I don't know their age range, but my assumption is that they're over the age of 30. But we don't ask anybody's age. So we've never actually done, we're so new, we've only been around for 4 months, we've not had a chance to do a survey. But just from the general assumption of romance novel readers, my assumption is that they're over 30. They're all over the US, they're actually all over the world. We have a lot of subscribers outside of the US as well, even though they can only watch the original content because we can't license content for the entire world quite yet. So it takes a lot to negotiate content for each country. But so our demographic, mostly we believe women 30 to 60. We believe that they are all over the US, but mostly in the middle of the country and Florida.
Interesting.
But we do have those demographics. We haven't spent too much time focusing on them, but a lot of them are, I think they call them the flyover states.
Right. And do you know sort of what types of stories, or there's, I think you'd said something like, romance is not really one size fits all, so there's so many variations.
There are so many variations in romance, and that's the wonderful thing about it, because there are so many genres within romance. We don't know specifically which movies are going to do well the next time, or which books are going to do well. We can only base it on whether the book was a bestseller and where it sold, and hopefully we can get those same people to watch Passionflix. So as I mentioned, we just like to do something a little different each time we go into the next movie so that we can try and satisfy a different group as well. And also, bring somebody that loved Afterburn, Aftershock to Hollywood Dirt. They would never have read Alessandra Torre necessarily if they're reading Sylvia Day, because they're two very different writers. But now that they've watched Afterburn and they went, oh, look at that, Hollywood Dirt, that was a great movie, I'm gonna go and read Alessandra. So we love that we can share that with the fans as well, that we're able to introduce the authors to them as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing the authors on set, like I said, from the two featurettes. It was interesting to see these young women that, one of them I think had grown up near the town in Georgia.
Yeah.
And just sort of her own take on the town. I thought it was great where she said, they're salt of the earth people, but if there's a scandal, they'll all turn, and
Absolutely.
You should, like a church scene.
Yeah, it
around.
was great insight to have. It's such a great book. I loved Hollywood Dirt. That Hollywood Dirt is an example of a great book to turn into a movie, because there is so much in there, so much in that book that allows you to really create a very rich movie with so much intrigue and different things that happen. But it was also very hard because it's a very long book and we had to obviously take out a lot of things.
And most of it takes place in the small town in Georgia?
Yeah, almost all of it.